Well, it's October the 23rd. A lovely day, lovely fall day. And I just wanted to feature this tree. It's one that I have not featured in the past, which is amazing, sort of. But this is my Rossyankn, and it is a hybrid between a Japanese and an American persimmons. There's an abundance of fruit on the tree, as you can see. I'm very, very happy with this tree. And I want to recommend this tree. Out of experience, I will tell you that this is a wonderful variety. And I fully endorse it to anyone, especially that lives in cold zones, say 7B and colder, down to the tolerance of this tree, which is probably around 15 below zero, I think. Easily, because it's a blend between an American and Japanese persimmons. I'd say 20 below zero Fahrenheit. So if you're in a zone like that and you want to grow a lovely, delicious, and I think, yes, very exotic, beautiful specimen of persimmon, I would certainly recommend this, along with the others I've recommended in the past. Look at it. I mean, it's a no-brainer. And these are delicious fruits. I would rank these very, 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 very high. Perhaps just a smidgen below Nikita's Gift. And as far as Seijo, which is purely Japanese, Nikita's Gift is another hybrid, but the Seijo, and those are the three that I recommend the most, besides American persimmons, which we've talked about in other videos. And I recommend certain American persimmons. Yates is, I'd say, probably my favorite for taste. It's a wonderful cultivar. But getting back to this hybrid, I would think that it's just a smidgen less delicious. I mean, just an undetectable almost amount less delicious than Nikita's Gift, and almost a tie with Seijo. Those three, though, are so high that they're almost indistinguishable. I mean, they are distinguishable in terms of taste. But as far as the level of how good they taste, it's very close, very close. And they all have their own little tiny difference in taste, slightly, which makes it more interesting to grow more varieties than one. That's the whole idea of it. Okay, so this is not the main thing I wanted. Well, it's one of the things I did want to feature. I shouldn't say that. And you can see that a lot of my figs here in this area of my yard, which I don't come into very often as far as my videos, but my little trees, they're just about ready to sleep. And I don't need to name these varieties, but this one's black, another Black Greek from another source, which I like, by the way. I like Black Greek. And this one is, I remember, I got so many trees, but I featured this one in one of my videos not long ago. And I recommend it. I like it. And this one is, it's a Violet de Bordeaux variant, Nero 600M. And so, oh, look at that. Oh, it's not edible, but there's the last fruit on this tree. Anyway, so it's a Violet, really, it's so close to Violet de Bordeaux that I don't think it makes much sense to worry about exactly which variant you're getting. They're all pretty good. I like Negron the most. I think it performs over the many years that I've grown them all. I think it performs better, in my in my zone. All right, so here we have Conandria, and here we have two in a row of very beautiful specimens of Desert King, as I like to say. I think it was morphed into desert later through the decades, but it certainly does make a lovely dessert. And we'll walk over to here now, and I'll show you my potted trees, what's left of them, because I've planted a lot of these in different places. I have a couple locations. I've given some away. Aren't they lovely? These are some of the best of the best of the best of the best. And there's Rondi Bordeaux and Smith, and there's Genovese Nero, and there's Italian 258, and there's Preto, Figo Preto, and there's several of each, you know, a couple 258s, and there's Black Madeira. These are all my very, very best varieties that I like. They're my personal preferences. And here are my Pretos. A few figs left, not many, and they're still ripening. And I've been eating a couple a day, and they're very, very, still very delicious. But now I've taken them out of the greenhouse. They were there for a couple of weeks, and I'm going to just let them slowly and respectfully go to sleep. It's time for them to go to bed. Putting them to bed. And it's cold out here, very cold at night. I live out in the country, and it's particularly cold out here. It's always, I say, 8 or 10 degrees colder than the weather reports always indicate from cities, nearby cities and places where there's asphalt and roads and large buildings to collect the heat, and it holds the heat even through the night in the city, but not here out in the country, not in my location. I live in a cold spot. So you can see they're already being affected, which is nice. They're going to sleep, slowly going to sleep. They're losing their leaves, along with the other leaves that are falling off the trees around here. And so it won't be long, and I'll be able to put them into winter storage. The idea is to get them to go to sleep before there's too hard a frost that might come in and hurt them. But you can see that these are well-developed trees, and the wood is very developed, and that protects them very much from a heavy frost or freeze. So they're going to be fine. And I'm kind of, to be honest, I'm kind of looking forward to getting them into winter storage, because my whole life will slow down a bit, and my activity schedule will diminish, happily diminish, and I'll be able to have more leisure time. So that's about it. We might want to take a quick walk, if you want to, into the greenhouse, which I do not store anything in a greenhouse, by the way. I had some questions about that. I don't find that it's effective at all, because it gets downright cold out here, and in the wintertime and at night, there's hardly any difference between the temperature in this greenhouse and the temperature outside at nighttime. Daytime, yes. Nighttime, no. And so if you tried to put containers in here without artificial heat, they would freeze solid, just like if they were outside. So I don't do any of that. I have several videos on winter storage and my isolation room and my fig cellar, if you're interested. But I have a means of keeping them well preserved throughout the winter without any damage. And then, of course, my in-ground trees, I wrap a great many of them that I can, especially my most valuable trees. And the ones that I have that are redundant, like, say, some of the Mount Etna types, well, I'll just wrap one or two of my favorites, like perhaps, I don't know. You know, I like my black Greeks, I do. And Malta Black I like. But I have a couple that I like. And I might wrap 2 or 3 of them. And then the rest, well, they're going to fend for themselves this winter, because I can't be working that hard. And they're so essentially there's essentially very little difference between them, honestly. Enough to note, enough to make a little bit of a difference. And so I wrap those, and the others that are more common, like the hardy Chicago types that they are, hey, you know, they're pretty winter hardy. And if they die back a little bit, so what? It doesn't, it's just another form of pruning to me. And then in the spring, I'll cut off the dead branches on the top. Last year there were none, 0, because we've had some consecutive mild winters, but don't be fooled. Trust me, don't be fooled. That cold winter will come along and wipe them all out right to the ground, except for the ones that you take care of. Take care to winterize, to protect. Okay, so that's it. This is fun. I'm just loving this day. I've been drinking my coffee and just making my rounds. I've eaten a couple figs, and they were quite delicious. Again, here is something I haven't shown. This is Ben's golden. Well, now they call it golden rainbow, but just the other day there were several figs hanging on here, and I ate them, and they were pretty good. They were pretty good, but of course, this tree is yellow longneck. And I know that. My videos will tell you about that if you look them up. I have a long history with yellow longneck, more than 20 years. And I know the variety, and I know that is yellow longneck. Okay. Golden rainbow is golden riverside, Ben's golden riverside, they're yellow longneck. It's a good cultivar. It's not in my top tier in this, certainly not in this zone. I like other honey figs better, but hey, it's a good fig, and you'll see my videos on it, and it's worthy of keeping in my collection, and so I do. But one of the interesting things about it is that I honestly just yesterday I picked a couple off of this. I didn't know I'd be even featuring it, and I gobbled them down, and they were good, but they were like this but bigger. Figs are a little bit bigger than the ones I got yesterday, but they're the same thing. This is long yellow, which is another close relative. This one is long yellow, the smaller fig tree here, the one with the fruit. But you can look for yourself. They're very, very identical or closely related. And my previous videos go into this in detail. All right, I guess we'll just walk around. I'm about ready to end this video. Some of my Mount Etna types are still producing fruit. I have a whole bunch in another location, but they still get ripe. They're still getting ripe. I just ate a few and they were just delicious. I wish I had saved them for this video, but I didn't know I'd be even venturing over this way because I wanted to really feature my Rossyankn. Here's a couple here, and nearly ready to eat. That one's pretty soft. I don't know if I missed one this morning. Probably not. But little by little, it's ending. I know that. We know that. And it's fine. It was a wonderful, wonderful, productive year for fruiting figs. I am so happy with the results. And here's a little ripe fig. And it's not spoiled. There we go. There. Oh, wow. Look at that. Now, see that? It's a little surprise. And that's another. Oh, this one is a Mount Etna type, but it's called St. Rita. I've got a lot of varieties, some of which I haven't talked about. But look at that. Let me get that weed off there. I'm going to gobble this one right down. I hope you can see that well. I think you can. St. Rita. This might be, oh, it won't be the last. It won't be the last of the Mount Etnas. But I certainly will enjoy this one immensely right now. That was as good as it looked. I can assure you that that one was just as good as it looked. It was extraordinary. It was delicious. It was really good. Okay, thanks for visiting. As I've said in the past, I always do enjoy your visits. Thank you for viewing my videos. Thank you for subscribing. I've had a wonderful summer, and you've helped make it that way. Wow, did you see that hawk? Hey, there he is. He's on the farmer's irrigation. Beautiful hawk. I don't know if I can get him in there. Where is he? Oh yeah, there he is, right in the center of the screen. See him? That was beautiful. A little nature moment. Oh, there he goes. It's interesting. I think I might, well, I'm not going to talk about it. Anyway, I don't know. I might put a brief, I might post an encounter I had with a squirrel that is very friendly and that I've made friends with, my son and I, and I might post it if you're interested. He's so tame that, because he trusts us. He trusted us. And unfortunately, after that, I think something happened to him. I think he got hit by a car or something, which kind of broke my heart. But he let us touch him, and he would jump on our neck and our head and walk around on our arms. He just loved us so much, and he trusted us. Trust. Okay, that has very little to do with this video, but it has to do with a nature embrace, an embrace of nature, and I love to embrace nature, as I'm sure you well know by now. And so I may post it if you're interested or not. Thank you very much. The farmer still hasn't harvested his corn. It's October the 23rd. Pretty soon the geese have been flying in the back field. And pretty soon they'll be here, especially after the harvest. With that, good day.